Why everybody was calling him names, why everybody was treating him differently, why nobody was talking to him in school.
Oh my god, I've never spoken this out loud till today. Oh my god. I never said this. If she ever sees this, I am really sorry. And if you don't remember, I would have been really glad, but I'm pretty sure you remember it. I'm truly sorry.
I hope he's seeing this episode. I hope this reaches him. And I don't know how else to put it. I hope you rot in hell. Hello all, welcome to Virtually Unfiltered. I am Prajwal Chhatra.
I'm Kaveri.
Once in a while, we want to divulge in the topics which actually kind of do justice to our channel's name, basically Virtually Unfiltered. We want to talk about those things which are not easy to talk, which are not easily talked about, and at least this topic I can actually relate very much hard to. So without giving much more hype and much more suspense, today we are basically talking about, I call it as a cancer to the society, which is basically bullying. So this could be an extension of what we have done before in terms of the body shaming episode. Also, this could turn into a rant episode. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. So I want to start with what exactly is your idea of being bullied, or what exactly according to you is bullying?
Okay, I think my idea of bullying is basically you're trying to hurt someone on purpose. Yes, I know if you're going to the actual technical definition of bullying, it's basically, you're using your power against someone, but it doesn't have to be that, is what I believe. It's just you are intentionally wanting to hurt someone and you hurt them. Whether, of course, like physical is also one side of bullying, of course, but I think today we'll mostly be talking about the emotional, the mental bullying, and not physical bullying. I think that
Luckily we haven't experienced that, and not undermining whatever that is. I haven't gone through that, and she haven't gone through. We are very lucky that way. So we would not have a lot of our personal experiences to share on the same.
Yes. Yeah. So what is is there a difference in the definition that you have for bullying versus me?
No, I think it's kind of on the similar lines. Basically, it's something you try and do to actually to make sure that you are having fun, at the same time the other person is actually being mentally impacted. So there is a kind of a sadistic pleasure which comes in. So you pull someone else's leg. So that also is that they say, right, there's a fine line between pulling someone's leg and making or bullying them. So basically, if both of them are having fun, or both of them are not crossing the lines, then it's basically having fun, making a joke, or pulling someone's leg. But if the person whose leg is being pulled, if he is not actually enjoying the process, if he is not somebody who is laughing, who is at the receiving end of the whole thing, then it's basically bullying for me. And basically, bullying also has to do a lot with the sadistic pleasure what when someone get out of it. That is not something you have to do. It's not something which is like acceptable thing to do or something, but you do it just because you get some fun out of it. So there has to be a lot of sadistic pleasure which has to be associated with it.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah.
No, I think I agree. I think I also missed the point where they are actually enjoying doing it. As you mentioned, as sadistic pleasure, I think I didn't mention that. So again, hurting doesn't mean sometimes you unintentionally hurt. So we are trying to clearly mention that is no way bullying, because sometimes we also
who does it unintentionally and then have a realization and then is being sorry about it, then still it could be okay based on who actually were bullied and was he okay to forgive. I think it's like that. But at the same time, I think it's like a lot of people do this thing saying, I was just joking, he is being too sensitive, or I did not mean it like that. It doesn't matter what you meant. It always matter what the other person took it as. If it is something what you did not intend and the other person takes it in a particular way, then it's your duty to make sure that okay, that was not what it was meant to be, and be sorry for what you have caused.
Yes.
The other person.
And change your actions.
Irrespective of-
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because a lot of people sometimes they make it, out of friendship. Sometimes we also cross lines. I'm not going to say we don't ever and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and again, it's like sometimes it's okay in that friendship, but sometimes it's not. And if one person actually speaks out loud saying, I'm not okay with these kind of jokes, I think the other person has to be reciprocative and say, okay, I'm really sorry, I didn't know it hit your nerve. I'll make sure I'll not do it, and they change. So in that case, again, that won't be bullying. That's just, yeah.
I think everything could turn into a bullying if the other person accepts, or like it depends on what the other person is taking.
It's the response that comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have to know what exactly is the boundary you can push. There are certain things. Again, this could go hand in hand.
Things are common sense as well. Yeah.
Yes, you can't really think calling somebody fat, calling somebody ugly is joke. So that you can't expect, and the other person is not brave enough to actually call you out also. This is in your common sense where you have to know that okay, that's not okay to be called out. You can't really tell those things. But there are sometimes which could be taken as a joke, and if the other person doesn't take it as a joke also, I think in general what we go is our defense would be like, I did not mean it like that. I was not actually thinking he will take it that seriously, or I was not thinking that was such a bigger deal. That's normally somebody whom actually, and I'm not saying I can also be sometimes, because I am somebody who cracks a lot of joke, and that also now have realized that is kind of my defense mechanism to try to fit into a group where I do extra jokes, try to come across as somebody who is like little funny, and it's easy to gel along, or it's easy to make a friendship with a friendly funny person, because they doesn't come across as a
Intimidating person. Yeah.
intimidating. So that could be my, but I also realize sometimes I do actually cross my lines, and I have, but my point is I always ask sorry when I feel like I have crossed the line, and I'm always somebody, I think in the channel also I've told it multiple times, we are always willing to learn.
Yes. Yeah.
Based, it's if you're not your intention and you're genuinely sorry for what something you have done, then I don't think so. It's we are going all over the
I
place.
think one more point is sometimes when, like, if I say I'm fat, doesn't give you the right to say I am fat. You can, like, because we might even be coming, like, this is not something I am not, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm not saying only fat in general. I'm saying, so for some person it could be like, I'm short. They could be making jokes about them being short and stuff. That doesn't give me the right to make fun of them being short, because they might be also saying that out of insecurity and just to make themselves feel like, okay, it's fine. We don't really know the emotions behind what someone is feeling. So just because they make fun of themselves doesn't give the right for other people to make fun of them. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
So I think when I used to think about bullying in general, the general thing which comes in is the school college bullying. So you have this sense of okay, adults would not do it. When you actually become an adult, you have the sense saying, oh, people now might have matured. We think it's like a movie. They grew up like a shitty people, but all of a sudden, a few years later in the movie when they show, oh, they are very nice people and they have changed. But I think the biggest problem currently what we face is the online adult bullying. People get bullied, like whatever the comments, whatever the abuses, what the people get to see, and like we are not there and we are not reach that place, and hopefully we doesn't reach where people come and abuse us. But that is something which is very commonly happening nowadays, and it also is very normalized in a way. See, you do not have a serious consequence of going and writing something very obnoxious on somebody's comment. You have nothing to do with the person, and it's not necessarily all the time the person is doing something which actually warrants so much of abuse also coming their way. They would be simply doing a dance reel which is, I don't know, I don't want to call anything harmful, but this would be generally, definitely it will be a simple one, but you have to see the kind of things, and that is kind of a bigger bully what currently people are facing, and that's something which is very problematic according to me.
True.
Easily goes away without actually having any consequences.
In fact, coming to this point, like I know this might be a very unrelated to a certain extent, but there are no rules or regulations against this, and there are no rules or regulations even from like Instagram, WhatsApp, like whichever platform people use, right? They don't control the responses, and based on the responses, no one is held accountable, as you said, right?
No, but I
So
think
people are not
there
scared.
The scared part is very true, but I think if you are willing, it's a long fight, but I have seen people who are actually doing this where you go to
go to the
Yeah,
person,
you.
try to-
Yes, I was going to point to
try to-
that.
kudos to them.
actually fighting the bullies is not at all easy. Like you feel like somebody who sometimes it feels like size is the thing. You are a bigger person in terms of how you appear, and the smaller person would be somebody who are bullying you. Somebody would say, hey, he's smaller than you, why can't you just squish him, or why can't you just hit him? It's not that easy. So it's basically you don't have the mental power to actually tackle sometimes, because of so many times you have been attacked with it. So you have been telling this, and you start to somewhere start believing that that is your truth. You start thinking, oh, that might be true. So when people say it multiple times, you, rather than questioning, oh, why are they saying this to me unnecessarily, you start believing that, oh, this might be my truth, that's why they are repeating, and maybe I don't deserve to do these things. I think that is kind of a mental impact which can happen. So it has nothing to do with size, and you can't. But I went little off track, but I feel kudos to people who actually are taking.
Fearlessly put the effort, yeah.
Yes. And also it has become so damn easy, right? You create a no name no face kind of a profile, you try, and you are very happy, you woke up today, you made a reel, and you are very happy sharing it. That was something which you took a lot of courage to put it in like, people thinks it's easy. It's not. Making content and putting out for people is very, very difficult. So you took that effort to actually put out the content, and then some random person comes out and says something nasty, not even thinking what the impact it can be. Now people will say, okay, I have been in online, you have to see these things, and I've been used to these things and all, but
The
Everyone's
effort,
human,
the
yeah.
impact, yeah.
True. That's, I think,
the trauma what somebody goes through to actually get normalized with it is not a joke. Yeah.
No, I don't even know, like a lot of people, I think they say, right, they stop looking at comments. I think comments were supposed to be something that is going to inspire people to do better and to make more content that people would like. That's the whole point of comments. But I think that has become very negative. I think since we have already spoken enough, but it shouldn't be negative. I think that's something a lot of people, I at least is just maybe again it'll go all over the place, but I think these people are in very negative mindsets in general, and they are just very annoyed with their life, and they're like, someone else is happy, I don't want them to be happy, I want to spoil their life. That's the way they get into all these things. Because to be honest, I'll be like, someone doesn't make good content, like I'll be like, okay, I'll not watch it, end of story. Yeah,
Don't watch it. Nobody is forcing you to actually watch it.
scroll, like you're scrolling on reels. I hate something, why would anyone put the effort to say I hate you, or I hate this, or any negative comment? I'll just scroll. Like, they're so jobless in life to even put that kind of hate out there. And I think one thing that I think Lily Singh had mentioned, those people who put negative, again, there is a positive side of it, but it's a very negative positive side, I would have to say. But she was saying, like, when someone puts hate comments, it's still engagement. I think those haters don't even have the brains at one point, because they are giving the negative comments, which is engagement, which is actually pushing their content out more. So basically they're helping content which they hate. Like, this doesn't even have common sense. Those people who do that don't even have common sense to even make it so negative. I think, yeah, sorry, continue.
I feel I have little issues in generally of the normalizing it. So for example, if you become a content creator and then you say, oh, you have been online trolled or something, the response generally would be, what did you expect? People are, people are like this. When you go out there, it is bound to happen. You have to be mentally prepared for it. Rather than nobody tells somebody who is actually putting a comment saying, what is actually problem with you? Why do you actually come out to do something like this? I think it's again victim blaming is what something I feel. Irrespective of whatever the content somebody is doing, if you don't like it, like you said, just skip it. But I think this is a very very relatable bullying what people go through in the adult life. I think normally it's never the childhood. I think childhood traumas are a different level altogether, but adulting, I think this is one of the biggest thing what people go through. And I also want to mention one thing. There was one interview discussion where Richa Chadda, she's one of the Bollywood actress, so she was asked, what do you think? Like Aishwarya Rai had gained a lot of weight recently, and people were calling her Moti and all. So Richa Chadda's response was so damn funny.
मेरी बात सुनो, चिंटू चंडीगढ़ में बैठ के क्या सोच रहा है, तुम्हें क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? चिंटू तुम्हारे आगे आ गया, तुम इसे चपड़ासी भी नहीं रखोगे अपने घर में। क्या फर्क पड़ता है तुम्हें चिंटू क्या सोचता है? चिंटू अपनी भड़ास निकाल रहा है, उसके पीछे का पेंट पील हो रहा है, उसके पास नौकरी नहीं है, उसकी मम्मी एलपीजी से चूल्हे पे आ गई। चिंटू क्या करेगा? इनकी ड्रेस अच्छी नहीं है, ओके।
I think she has told it in so beautiful way, like nobody is bad, and you should, like, basically, like you said, it's somebody's unhappiness they are trying to project on others. Yeah.
I think just to bring in, like, even when we started this channel, like, even without even thinking whether we'll reach such a big level or not, we were mentally, like, before we even started, we had that conversation saying we have to be mentally prepared. If we do get successful, we have to be ready for this negative thought process. So more than the success, we have to prepare ourselves for the negative scenarios.
Isn't it a sad thing of the society where you are really worried about, oh, somebody will actually say something to you before even actually doing something? So we have normalized it to a certain level that, oh, that is bound to happen, so you have to be okay with it. Nobody actually questions who is telling it. Nobody actually there is happening. There is people who come in support or something, but the numbers or the ratios is not equal.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Moving on.
Yes. I think this I want to bring in, before getting into the bullying side of things, I think this is something I want to bring in, being a bully. I think I want to bring this out because this is a very unproud side of me that I'm putting out now. Maybe I'll not go into any of the details because I'm not proud of any of them. But yeah, I think first thing, I don't think you have ever been a bully, but I just wanted to know from your perspective, have you ever bullied anyone or felt like it or something like that?
Yeah.
So I have been a little pushy in terms of getting things done, but I have always been in a way where I don't really go into a detail where people get hurt. I don't really do anything with respect to that. But some
That's not a bully. That's not bullying.
Yeah, I think
people define it as bullying. I think, I'm not sure.
because
Dominating.
I push in a way.
Yeah. I think I try to dominate in certain situations, but as per I know, and if I am wrong, please let me know. I would like to correct it because I want to be the last person who bullies. So if I have unintentionally done it, I'm not sure, but with my conscience, I've never been a bully.
Okay, that's nice. I have to say otherwise. Again, this is not in my adult life at all. It doesn't mean like I don't talk back. Like if someone actually says something annoying, like this is very rare this has ever happened, I'm saying. But even if someone tries to hurt me, yes, I will hurt them back. Yes, but that's not bullying. That's just responding to what. Yeah. So whenever I think there were two scenarios where I have been a bully in the past. So one was, I think, when I was in first or second grade. So in fact, I didn't remember about it much because today suddenly when I was like going through if I was ever a bully, because that's also important, and I want to acknowledge that I have changed myself after that. That's something I have to say.
I think that's a big thing. You acknowledge that you were a bully is actually a step towards what you already feel. Yeah.
So I think it started out like I was not a bully. There were small incidents. So one was when I was in first or second grade. Again, this kind of becomes a thing where bullying someone yourself versus joining a bully is also bullying. I think that's something I have to say. And I joined a bully and I was a bully. So that's where I have to come out saying. So this was where there was one guy. I don't remember much about anything, but he was a very annoying creature. But in first grade, I never realized, of course, I didn't know any of these things, but I remember like we all bullied him just because he was annoying. It was not like one person or anything. We none of us liked him, so we bullied. But now I just don't know how much it could have actually affected him. Like, if by chance he ever sees this, or even if I hope he doesn't remember. I hope it has never caused any scar in his life. But if he does, and if he recognizes me, I'm truly sorry, whoever that's, because I don't even remember his name. Honestly, I don't remember anything much, but I just remember that one incident. So, yeah, I think that was one, and I just want to get it out of the way, so I'm going to mention the second one as well. So,
Any anything on what exactly you guys were bullying him in terms of?
no, that's what I don't remember. It was like making fun of him. Like, I think I shouldn't mention it out here also, but I think in first grade, hitting people was normal. And I did join people hitting him. So this is where I didn't hurt him physically. Physically, it's like a funny hit that you do. I did that, but a lot of people were actually hitting him to hurt him. And I've seen that, and I joined them instead of stopping it. Yes, I was very young and didn't have the brains. That doesn't justify.
Realize that, and you actually are ready to acknowledge. I think that's something what we are talking about. So it's like when you are first standard, it's not even the realization you have of what you are doing. So it's not basically you realize what you were doing correctly. Yeah, please.
In fact, the second one was where I was conscious enough, and I think that's worse because I knew that that was bullying. And again, this is I don't want to go in depth because it doesn't sound good. This was where like there were 3 to 4 of us in Mysore. Like I used to go to my granny's place, play with a bunch of kids, and this is like maybe 6th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, like that kind. And yeah, I think I'll never be over that guilt. Every time I always do think about this. So there was some incident that happened to me, which was not something that girl did on purpose. She genuinely did that by mistake. And I knew that, and my friend also knew that. So this was between 3 girls. And even when we did know that, one day randomly we were just hanging out, and the other girl, who was a good friend of mine, did the same thing to this girl on purpose. And that's a very shameful thing to do. And I laughed at it instead of saying don't do it. And I was like, yeah, you did right. No, it was not right in any way at all. And I feel even worse because this girl who we did that to was such a nice person. Like she was a person who shared her cycle to me. I learned cycling because of her. And yeah, I don't know. I think this is not something I never thought. I don't know why this is affecting me so much right now. Oh my god.
No, but when you listen to this, it feels like, oh, this is something, how do you remember, or this is so small or something. But yeah, it does impact people. And see, when you realize and when you come on the side where you realize if it was wrong, you also realize and you also feel impacted with, oh, I did this, I as a person did this. And you actually addressing it and you are actually being very sorry for it. It actually takes a lot of courage.
Especially
Like after all this, she was still our friend. She never complained to anyone about it. She still played with us. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm truly sorry if she ever sees this. I am really sorry, and if you don't remember, I would have been really glad, but I'm pretty sure you remember it. I'm truly sorry. Yeah, that's all I can say. Just 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes. Oh my god, I never thought it would affect me this much.
you want a moment?
Yeah, just. Okay.
It's not easy.
Oh my god, I've never spoken this out loud till today. Oh my god, I never said this.
I felt that was a very brave moment in a way, because people don't realize what they might have done. I think this could be a place where people actually do speak out and they realize their mistakes.
Never said this out loud to any single human being in my life till now because I was so disgusted about it.
Lord, I am telling you, I know it's a problematic thing, but you were not a bully. You are not a bully.
Now I'm not, but I was at that
You
point.
can remember
Now, the way you can remember one of such instances, everybody will have this moment in their life where they actually say it, not realizing how could that impact could be and all. But I'm also calling out people who did it intentionally, knowing it hurts, and did it again and again and again and again. So I feel, yes, kudos to you to get it out. And yeah,
Oh my god, I never thought it would.
it does. It does, Kaveri. I am telling you, no. This is such a touchy topic. This is such a. Okay, I'll start my katha. Okay. So I always have been on the receiving end, and I actually do not want to just cry to take out the importance of what actually I have gone through or something. But yeah, sadly, it might come out. I think I'll not be able to go through this without actually crying. That would be like I would treat myself if I am able to do that. But yes, I always have been on the receiving end of bullying, and I feel very connected to this topic. So just to start with, I did not fit to the box of how ideally a man should be. I'm okay to address it today at 35 years old. I realize, okay, this was something I was going through. Okay. So I was probably a very feminine kid. I had a lot of hand gestures while talking to, and I was not something which normally kids see as their own, or I did stand out a lot, or I did stood out. I was not somebody who would easily fit in. And yes, it was my life was hell. I think somebody who has gone through similar things, they realize how people can. I was never called with my name. I think I can start with that. I was never called Prajwal. I had names. I had names which I don't know I can repeat. And even today, at this age, I get impacted. I get impacted when somebody says that. And throughout my childhood years, throughout. And see, I am like, there were one or two who were never bullied in my life. But I always used to try to hang out with people who bully the least. The friends, the group what I had in school days, where somebody, they would also have bullied me, but they would have bullied least compared to others. They were considerate at some times. Whenever they were angry, only that's when they were calling me names, is what the criteria I had. Now I realize, okay, this is what it is and all. I can't imagine. Sometimes I feel like I want to go back and hug the 8-year-old who was not sure why everybody was calling him names. Why everybody was treating him differently? Why nobody was talking to him in school? I was so lonely, and this has so much impact on me. Till I think my whole school years, I've never gone back to my school. Can you imagine? It's been 15, 18 years, I've never gone back to my school. Maybe there was one instant where I had to go, I went, maybe to collect something from the document or something, but I've never gone back. Because I only remember that I was attacked in washroom. Somebody tried to strangle me, saying, I don't think so. Somebody like you should be alive. I know you would have not killed me. But the whole thought, somebody saying that to me, that okay, somebody like you shouldn't be alive. And I don't know. No boys wanted to hang out with me in a way, because I was too feminine for them. And when I tried to make friends with girls, I was called names. I think I grew up very lonely in school. And the impact, I'm actually bringing this in a way because the impact it has on your life. Till 30, 32 years, I was scared to talk to new people, because my initial thought when I try and talk to people is, oh, okay, they're gonna judge me. And they're gonna call something. And they're gonna go back to place where I started. I always thought this, so I was very scared to talk to people. Now I'm somebody, and that becomes like a full circle moment to me, because in whole school, only escape I had was stage. Whenever I go to stage, that was the only time when I got power. When I was performing, that was the only time I got power. I had so many examples, so many things with, I think I got overwhelmed, because I still remember there was a moment when I actually went and sat to next to someone in a tuition. That was a new person. I sat next to him and I started talking to him because he was a new person. I was sitting next to him, we were talking. This is one of the instances where I tried to talk to him. Right across the other end, there was one more person who already knew me. He signaled to the next person to me saying he is something. Do not talk to him. I could see him making the signals to him. And I do want to call out, again, this is a rant episode. I am ranting with what I've gone through. I do call out, there was one professor, one teacher of
who made my
life miserable. I did not want to, I was thinking I shouldn't be naming the person, but not just mine. He made every student's life miserable. He chose students who were vulnerable, he chose students who were not strong enough to talk for themselves. His name was Hemant. I hope he's seeing this episode. I hope this reaches him. And I don't know how else to put it. I hope you rot in hell.
Yeah.
I don't want to use this example, but I would actually say this. In a whole class, there were a whole bunch of students. He's called like ladies, gentlemen, and Prajwal. In front of the whole class, he did it to me. There were 80 to 90 students. You were already bullied. When somebody with power does this to you, can you imagine what a person can go through?
Especially in this case, at least kids, you can think
I'm
maybe
sorry.
they're like, this is even worse, because a kid, you can think maybe they're immature, they don't know or something. But here it's a fully grown adult who is choosing to bully a kid. Like, basically, this is where the power dynamic also comes in, where he's trying to make you small, even when you are small enough already internally. And yeah. Oh my god.
So I'm not just saying because I went through, I want people to feel pity or something. My idea is somebody at this age, because I had no clue why I was being targeted. I had no clue what I was going through. I had no clue why everybody picks on me. And my family did whatever best they could. And we had a lot of things going on. I did not bring a lot of things home, because I started believing, okay, yeah, this is something which I should, like, this is my life. People will call me names. I have to get used to this. The whole point I made before, like, bullying does have a mental impact on you. Yes, people do call me names, and I have to get used to this. Is what something people and yeah, I was telling something. So it did not, like, the devil did not stop me there. I did my first standard to PUC in one college. Then I moved to engineering to a different college, where one of my bully had a friend. So he found that I was in that college. He called his friend to tell that this is what we were doing. Probably you can continue. And he came and told me in my face, saying, I know, though, like, I had a bully, I don't want to name him, a bully X, probably. Now I don't think so there is a purpose or meaning of doing it. I felt I should do it, but I don't want it to be a personal vendetta thing. I had a bully named X in school. He has a friend named Y in college. Y was my classmate in the engineering. So X called Y to give updates of what I have gone through in life in school. And he said, this is how it is, you can probably continue this. And that Y did also.
So he told him to continue the bullying process.
Yeah.
I literally have no words to respond here. Like, okay.
So I'm telling you, I can't really bring out the examples of what I have went through. And yeah, I don't want it to be a personal vendetta. Yeah, the teacher's name was actually a personal vendetta, because the kind of impact I have had. Now the way I talk, I think I don't remember opening my mouth till I finished my engineering, maybe till I reached 25 years of age, because of the kind of mental impact I had. I had no confidence. I actually believed I deserved whatever was coming my way. I felt I was deserving this. I have done something, or I was like people. And I also, to a longest period of time in my life, I felt that is how somebody should be treated. So that has left so much of mental impact on me in terms of how I trust people, how I be friends with people. I think I do understand where a lot of problems currently I have come from. And I have never addressed this before in terms of place where now I feel I am in a place of power. In terms of I can handle myself, I can fight a bully. But just imagine a 7-year-old or 8-year-old kid being called. You're on stage performing or something. Whole half of the crowd at least calls you something. You're in class, when you stand up, half of the class calls you out something. So there have been instances which have actually had so much of mental impact. Yes, were there a moment I felt I should die? Multiple. I felt I should just let go of this life so that maybe in the fresh life I will be born with no problems, or born with something which not people will call out. But yes, and yeah, I do want to talk about this because that's not true. Everybody deserves to live and everybody deserves happiness. You are a 7-year-old, you are an 8-year-old. If you are confused, you're not alone. I was back then alone. I had no support system. I did tell my family and they could do what they are doing. I don't want to blame anybody here because that was what it was. I want to blame if somebody is the parents of the people who are the bullies. Not completely, because they also don't really know. But I think somewhere it's your duty to teach what is right, what is wrong. Do not call out or do not put things under the wrap in a way where those वो तो बच्चे हैं ऐसे ही करेंगे, because the kind of impact it can have on one's mental health, it's
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you like while you were speaking. But basically I was actually saying like pretty much your life completely changed because of that bullying in a negative way, because what a normal kid would have to go through for like you said, right, till 25 you couldn't talk to people. I think what you are today, you would have been at 25 if you had not gone through the same set of things. And today you would be a lot more confident, a lot more free. Like being you, first of all, everyone knows how funny you are. And I'm just thinking how many more jokes you would have cracked and how much more I would have cried and laughed with your jokes. Like I'm thinking that way. I'm just trying to bring in some light note. I know this is already.
Before people start thinking, oh, these guys are just making videos to talk about themselves.
Yeah. That's also true.
Yeah, but I feel for me this is a very close to heart kind of a topic, because for me, I come from a place where I have gone through. I don't want others to go through this.
Yes, yeah.
I know this is not a best awareness video of what we feel, but I want to normalize it in a way where people should be able to talk about this. People should be able to talk or create boundaries for their kids. People should be able to tell their kid if they find a bully. I think it has to be normalized in a way. It has to be, because I think, why do we think the whole concept of child psychologist has come into picture now? This was not a thing back then, because very much back then needed. Now people actually have realized, oh, this could be a problem. People might be going through different stuff. I'm not saying this is the only reason why we have child psychologists but I feel this is also where understanding what a kid could go through. Again, we told that there is also adult things what could happen and a lot of other things what we have spoken. But I think the worst thing anybody could do a kid is to a kid is basically pulling out or snatching his confidence, telling him that he is not normal, telling him that he doesn't belong. I think the damage what it takes, the remaining of your life, you try to correct that or you try to come out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, this I think it becomes a lifelong journey
Yeah.
for not something like you make a mistake, you have to learn from your own mistakes throughout your life is different from actually having to deal with someone else's mistake, which has hurt you in your life. And yeah, I think I'm pretty sure like for any decent human being, even if they have ever been a bully, I'm pretty sure their life would also be miserable if because when they grow up, they realize they were such a pathetic human being. I don't think it's right for uh, any human being to go through that, uh, bullying someone, first of all. Like today, I think today was the first day I actually realized uh, how it might have impacted. Like, I think this is the first time I even spoke out loud about me being a bully. So, uh, I'm so sorry for being a bully, and I'm so sorry for you having to go through that. Like, I don't think I'm able to put anything into words properly right now. I'm really sorry,
Yeah, it's
but
okay. I think we get
yeah,
it. I get it. So
yeah.
also, I think I have seen one case which actually comes very close to my heart in terms of what actually the guy. I don't know the exact name. There is one Instagram account called as Internet Ki Mummy. So basically,
Mm.
she lost her kid probably 4 years. I don't know. In that one of the video, it says it's been 4 years since I have lost my kid. So basically, her kid, I could see my story with that kid. He was called names, he was bullied to an extent where he jumped and fell and died in college, in school. He was in a school, I think. He was a 16-year-old kid who died. She fought. Now she actually runs the whole internet where she is like, if nobody is there to listen to you, come and talk to me. I am there for you.
Oh,
I think
nice.
she is like, I am internet ki money. Whatever the problem you have, you come and talk to me. And I think it's. I don't have the exact numbers, but we do lose a lot of people because of the bullying. A lot of people commit suicides, like they harm themselves, and there is a lot of cases which are I have heard of, which everybody might be aware of. It's because of bullying. But what exactly are we doing otherwise to actually try and stop it? Like in general, I don't think so we have to wait for somebody of our closest to go through the same thing, or somebody we know is going through the same thing, then we actually call it out as a problem. I feel the basic thing what we could do is, if you see the problem, please stand up. I think we are making it into a government information thing,
Yeah,
but I feel
yeah.
I feel this is necessary because since I have gone through, I feel very passionate about this in terms of I want to help, or I want to be part of something which actually creates awareness against this. And I am not sure, like I'm not very sure what is happening in this. I think there might be a lot of things which are already in place, but I feel this is a very important topic which needs to be addressed.
And in fact, I think kids learn from the parents. So I think parents also have to be conscious when they are just existing also, sadly. Like I know it's a lot of pressure on parents. I totally get it.
Yeah, and
But
also
kids learn from
sorry
them.
to
Yeah.
cut you. We are not putting blame on everybody. It's
Yes.
like if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
you have a habit where it could actually, in your sense that you are joking, thinking that it's a joke to you, but which could be conceived as a problem, and it is something which a kid could learn and create problem to others. Please be careful. And so, sorry, continue. I did cut you off.
Yeah. Now, I think it's similar to, uh, parents don't say bad words in front of their kids because they don't want their kids to learn the bad words. It's the same way with anything and everything, right? I think if you realize you are a bully in some way, please don't. At least your kids will not be a bully. I think for your kids, you also stop being a bully, I would say.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not generalizing to everyone. For someone who feels they are, please. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we
I
both
think,
got very involved,
yeah,
and we kind of lost the structure of the whole episode of what
yeah.
we
We
wanted
had
to
so
do.
many points. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are elsewhere today.
Yeah. So I want to say it in a way because I wanted to talk about it, because I wanted to take up the power in it. Like if you tell your darkest secret to the whole world, then you need not be scared of anything, is what I have read. And of late, I believe it also. Yeah, if it creates more bullies for me, okay, whatever. But I feel I needed to address this because this has been a. I do get here somebody sometimes says, hey, it was in the past, let it go. I wish I could let it go. I wish I don't see my bullies in people when I try and talk to them. When somebody behave a particular way, I hope it does not trigger what I went through before. Because for me, the first thought would be, oh, this would be similar to that. Oh, the whole thing would repeat. I think it's a cycle and it's a thing. And yes, you have to talk to a shrink and not make an episode out of it. But yeah, we are us. We will do whatever we feel like doing. Sorry.
I was thinking you were telling something seriously.
Yeah, you can't really pull out the humor within us. So, and we are glad for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of us are very grateful. Like, I've been having my own mini bullying scenarios, like me getting bullied, but I don't think I even have to mention any of them because I'm pretty sure Prajwal would have gone through a lot more, and I am
No, I
really
think
privileged to
everybody's
have.
no, but what you have gone through is like big for you, and what I have gone through, I think
Yeah, that's
we
true.
can't
No,
say
that's
yes. Yeah.
what. Like it's not something which has impacted my life till today. That level of bullying I've never been through. Like thanks to my mom also, I'm
Yes.
not going to say no.
Yeah.
Thanks to my parents, like they made sure I was protected from all this. All of that is there. But I think a lot of us, me included, are really privileged to, you know, be in a state where you're like, oh, such things happen in the world. Like that was literally the way I felt after one point saying, I was like, oh, I never thought people like this exist, that like that was a
Yeah.
kind of thing that I felt today. Uh, but yeah,
No, but I
I
also feel I
I
am
just
privileged because I'm able to fight
yeah.
it and I'm able to be here to talk about it. I
You're
feel,
not privileged, you made yourself privileged.
okay.
Yes.
Yes, now
Yeah.
people will comment, oh, stop praising each other. Yeah.
Our channel will do whatever.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to take a
Yeah.
10.
No, anyhow, the watch time is not 40 minutes, so this, whatever you have said, it's okay. If somebody have heard it, then it's a thing. Okay, we don't
Yeah.
want to make it very light and
One day
remove the power
episode.
out
Yeah.
of it, but I think
Yes.
we got so tensed and we kind of became, I think we have to lighten up each other's mood, and so,
Yeah.
yeah. I did have a
Yeah.
lot of points in terms of whatever I have felt with family sometimes, with my office, not the current one, luckily, and not recently. Now I have become a force of power. I will actually attack people back because I think
Yeah.
sometimes I feel I'm taking out the previous Kundas also and currently. Sometimes, hey, I did not mean it. Like, why are you so angry? I was like, no, I have been angry. Let me show my anger to people. But yeah, I think
My
now,
voice has been shut down so many times that
yes,
now I will never let anyone stop me.
yes,
It's
never,
crazy.
never. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you came out better out of this. I know you're not like completely out, I understand, but I'm pretty sure you have come out of it because you're so powerful today.
Thank you. Thank you,
Enough. Now
Kaveri.
send
And
check. Now
no,
send
I
check.
think no, I also give kudos to Kaveri, and we are giving kudos to each other. We are just doing this here as a yeah, but it takes a lot of power to actually accept that you are a bully. It's not easy. I told you, no, the first moment somebody says that you are bullied, we go into the defense mode saying, I did not mean that. I was trying to be funny. You took it differently. But
Yeah.
yes.